Welcome to Mind Prosperity, everybody. It's so great to have you guys. Thank you so much for watching this session. We believe it's going to help you, teach you, and encourage you. So a while back, we had a session called Beat the Bad Emotional Wolf. If you want to go watch that session, we'll put it on the link, in the link, so that you can go check it out. But today we're going to do a little bit of a follow-up, but a follow-up kind of in the opposite direction. So today we're going to speak about empowering the good emotional wolf. And what I mean by that is that there's a good emotional wolf on the inside of you, and obviously I'm just using the word wolf as a metaphor. And there's a bad emotional wolf, so it's something that fuels and empowers the bad emotional side. Like I said, you can go watch that video. And then there's a good emotional side. So imagine two wolves are fighting each other, a good one and a bad one, an angry one and a peaceful one, a joyful one and a stressed one within the inside of you. One is the good emotional one, the good emotions. The other one is the bad emotional one, the bad emotions. Now, not that we really get good and bad emotions, but we can use our emotions in a good or bad way. So that's the way I want you to focus it on more. So anger is not necessarily a bad emotion. Fear is not necessarily a bad emotion. If you want to know more about that, I have a video called Why Do We Have Emotions, where I explain more of that. But we can handle our emotions in a good way. We can handle our emotions in a bad way. As sake for a metaphor or an example, imagine these two wolves are fighting each other, the good emotional wolf and the bad emotional wolf. Which one will win at the end of the day? The one you feed and the one you empower will win. The one that you starve will lose. So here's the thing, anything you starve will eventually die. And before it dies, it becomes weaker. So if you starve something, it becomes weaker and weaker. If you feed something, it becomes stronger and stronger. And you know, many times what we do, we are looking for the thing that's fueling our fear or our anger or our bad emotions. We do that by looking on social media, looking at the news, seeking out the things that is stirring the bad emotions, and we're not looking and feeding the things that are stirring the good emotions. Now, by that, I'm not saying watching news or being on social media is bad. What I am saying is, if we focus most of our time and energy on the bad and the bad news and the discouraging things, eventually we will feed the bad emotional wolf and we will not empower the good emotional wolf. So how do we empower the good emotional wolf? Now, we're in December at the moment and we are going into January 2023, and I want to encourage you to have a great 2023, but you will not have a great 2023 if you don't come back strong and if you don't come back emotionally empowered. So what do we have to do to come back strong and to come back emotionally empowered? We have to rest, we have to recover, we have to recharge, and we have to rest well. So how do you empower the good emotional wolf? So rest is extremely important, recovery is extremely important. Now, there's a difference between rest and sleep. A lot of people might sleep a lot in December and they still don't come back rested. So rest is something sometimes you do while you're awake. It's fun activities you do to get your mind off things, enjoyable things that you do, that you enjoy, that your body enjoys, that your mind enjoys, to rest you and to recharge you. Something that's also very important is your imagination, the things that you are thinking about, the things that you are meditating on. So many people go into a December holiday thinking about the bad, imagining the bad, stressing themselves out more, and when they come back in 2023, then it's kind of like, I'm not recharged, I'm not excited for the year, because I've convinced my body and I've convinced my mind that this is going to be a bad year again because of my thoughts and sometimes because of the people that I've spent time with during December. And I don't know how you're going to take this, but this is encouragement for you. Don't spend your December, or don't feel obligated to spend your December with toxic people the whole time. You know, some people feel I'm obligated to spend time with these people. And even if you do feel obligated, even if there is a gathering that forces you to spend time with some people, I think keep that time limited and make sure you take time in December to do what you enjoy, to do what you need to do to recharge, and do what you need to do to empower the good emotional wolf. There's a quote by Mark Black, and he says, sometimes the most productive thing that you can do is rest. We have to see rest as something that's productive. We don't need to see rest always as something, you know, if I rest, if I take a break, if I do some fun activities, then I'm not going to be productive, that I'm not going to reach my goals. lives. No, rest is sometimes necessary. When we speak about faith, we speak about belief, and sometimes one of the greatest acts of faith that you can do is to take a break and to take a good rest. Now, I did some research on why rest is good for you, so I'm going to give you guys some points that research has shown about rest and why rest is good for you, and I want to call this benefits of taking a good rest for 2023. So here are some benefits of taking a good rest. The first one is the flow of energy around our bodies increases when we learn to relax. That means, you're a better person to be around. Just being in your atmosphere causes people to feel more recharged around you, causes people to feel better around you. And I always say this, some people bring joy when they walk into a room, some people bring joy when they exit a room. What does that have to do with? It has to do with the energy within you, and has to do with the energy around you. Some people just has this atmosphere within them, and they just have this atmosphere around them when you are with them. And the thing is, if you rest well, if you recharge well, if you recover well, if you spend time with some people this holiday that's going to make it fun for you, that's going to make life nice for you, that you can get your mind off some things that's causing you to stress, you're going to empower this good emotional wolf. And when you empower this good emotional wolf, it has an influence on the energy that you give out towards other people and towards yourself. The next thing that I want to speak about, or that I want to give you, our mind becomes calmer and clearer when we are relaxed. So when you do some fun activities in December 2022 that will help you relax, that means when you come back for 2023, your mind is going to be calm and clear. You're going to make better decisions. You're going to be more focused. You're going to be more energized. You're going to be more excited. And yes, you're going to reach your goals better in 2023 if you rest well in this holiday in December. And then it relieves tension, and it has a positive influence on blood pressure. Now, if we look at 2022, and if we look at any year from January to November, for any person with goals, for any person with a purpose, for any person with vision, there has been some tension, there has been some stress, there has been some worry. That is normal. But taking a good rest in December 2022 helps you to relieve some of that tension. And when some of that tension is relieved, that means you won't take that into 2023. And then the final thing I want to give you on that is, when we are relaxed, our bodies fight disease and infection better. If we're in stress mode the whole time, if we're in survival mode the whole time, one of my previous sessions I did on bitterness, if we are bitter and anxious the whole time, it can have an influence on our physical health. So your thoughts, your state of emotional being can make you physically sick if you don't deal with it. This is why resting in December is so important. This is why doing some fun activities that you enjoy is so important. Some of the things that can be very nice is doing some sport activities. If you love playing a certain sport like golf, for instance, or you like rowing, whatever you like to do some physical activities will be a great thing. People that really stirs your energy and stirs your emotions in a positive way, spend time with some of those people, and limit your time with certain people who are stealing your energy away, and don't feel guilty or condemned for doing some fun activities and resting. One thing that I like to do to rest is I love to watch movies, I love to watch series. I don't always have time to do it, but when I want to rest and relax, that's something that I really enjoy doing. So that's what you want to do. If you want to read, whatever you want to do, I encourage you to do that, because I want you to come back strong for 2023. So I'm going to give you a few points on how to take a good rest for this holiday season. Before I do that, I want to encourage you to like, to subscribe to this channel. Also send this video to other people that you believe it might benefit or it might help. And then also leave us a comment if you want to say something, ask something. If you have any request of other things that we can answer or teach you on, please put it in the comment section and we will help you with that. Okay, so a few points on how to take a good rest. And like I said, rest is not just merely sleep. What we want to do is we want to do some pleasurable activities while we're alive, while we're awake, that we enjoy. Go look at some of the things you really love doing, that you really enjoy doing, whether you like to do it by yourself or with other people, and make some time to do that. It helps your brain and it helps your mind to be taken off of the things that might stress you, that might worry you, and it might get your mind a bit off of things, doing things that you enjoy. And while you do that, your brain will release some good neurotransmitters that will help your emotional state a lot. The following thing I want to give you: no more fixation on the big things of happiness. What do I mean by the big things of happiness? We think about these big goals, these big breakthroughs, these big miracles and moments of life that needs to make us happy. And I think that's valid. I think that's important. A lot of us are trusting for big things, believing for big things. We want breakthroughs in certain areas, but it's not always the big things that's causing us to relax. It's not always the big things that makes us happy. So take your mind a bit off the big things and learn to enjoy the little moments. Learn to enjoy the small pleasurable activities. This will also help your mind and your brain to relax, and it will empower the good emotions within you. The next thing I want to give you is recognize when the simple pleasures of joys are happening. A lot of times we are doing things and things that we enjoy, things that's supposed to happen, but it's kind of like we're not there in that moment. We're not mindful in that moment. We don't recognize that this is actually something that I enjoy and I have to be in the moment and I enjoy it. Our minds normally wander around like to many other things, also worrying us and stressing us out, but getting in that moment and enjoying these things that we are doing in the right here and the right now is a very important thing to get our minds and our brains and our bodies to relax and rest and recharge and recover. This follows to the next one. Be present with your mind and your emotions. That links to mindfulness. We will speak about that next week as well. But to be present, not to, do a fun activity, especially if you do it with your wife or husband or kids or loved ones. You're doing a fun activity, but you're not there. Your mind's not there. Even if you're doing it alone, you're not there. Your mind's not there. Because remember, and I've said this a lot of times in some of my videos, that your subconscious mind rules 90 to 95% of your life. And your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. So in reality, you can do a fun activity, but your imagination and your thoughts is somewhere else that's stressing you out and worrying you. So it's very important to be in the moment and to enjoy it in the moment. And then the final thing I want to give you is let rest take over in a good way. When we are in our working year, we allow things like work, pressure, purpose, goals, all of those things take us over. And for a period of time, it's a good thing. While you're at the right place at the right time, it's good to focus on your goals and your purpose and what you need to do and put all your energy in that. But my final encouragement for today to empower this good emotional wolf is let rest take you over. Enjoy your rest, focus on your rest, come back strong for 2023. Thank you so much for watching this video from Mind Prosperity. We love you. And I want to say I do sessions in the workplace with families, with groups, with individuals on emotional intelligence, mindset, goal setting. And we have this a great thing we are running on mindset for 2023. So if you are interested to know more, please contact us at albert@thlt.co.za or go visit our website at www.mindprosperity.co.za and we can give you more information. We will see you soon again. Goodbye.